Can God perform his miracles without violating the laws of nature? Let's examine the biblical 10 plagues of Egypt through a scientific lens. The first plague, water turning into blood in the Nile River. There's a massive algae bloom that secretes toxin turning water red. It is called the red tide. It is common in tropical regions like South America and Indonesia. Mind you, the Middle East was significantly greener and more tropical over 3,000 years ago, making such a bloom plausible. Number two, frogs swarm and cover the land. This plague was the direct consequence of the first. The toxins from the algae bloom kill the fish that eat frog eggs, leading to a population explosion. Also, the toxins irritate the frog's skin, forcing them out of the river and into the land and homes of Egyptians. Number three and four, lice and flies. The frogs can go back into the river and eventually die and rot alongside the dead fish. This creates the perfect breeding ground for swarms of lice, gnats, and flies. Number five, pestilence. The insects bit the livestock and transmitted diseases, causing widespread pestilence. Number six, boils. Likewise, the insects bit humans, causing bacterial infection that led to boils. Number seven, hail. That's an interesting one. About 3,600 years ago, there was a big volcanic eruption on an island called Santorini in Greece, the famous Santorini, which is about 400 miles from Egypt. One hypothesis is that the wind blew the ashes across the Mediterranean Sea. And we know that ashes in the upper atmosphere lock in water vapor, leading to heavy rain and hail. Of course, there is about 50 to 200 year gap between the volcano and the Exodus, but one or the other date could be inaccurate. Number eight, locusts. The unseasonable rains from these storms and hails would have created the ideal moist environment for a locust population explosion. Number nine, darkness. The massive volcanic ash cloud traveling across the Mediterranean Sea could have easily blocked out the sun for days. Number 10, death of the firstborn. This one is a bit more difficult to explain. The previous plagues could have contaminated the grains with deadly fungi like mold. In the Egyptian society, firstborn sons were often given the first and largest portions of food. By eating the top layer of contaminated grain, they would have been the first to ingest lethal levels of fungi. Of course, these plagues were a very reasonable and scientific chain reaction that probably happened over many weeks or months. Either a fortunate work of nature that benefited the Hebrews, or a divine supernatural miracle, or a divine intervention without violating the laws of nature, it is for you to decide.